digital marketing and how even what business you have, you can always market your business. And now we're not going to do it because I forgot. Anyway, we are going to continue on because I can always edit this out in my original, in my recording. So now you can see the process. I forgot to add my presentation in because of course it's a new presentation. And with XSplit you need to change it so that it shows up. So we are going to pause for 2 seconds so I can edit this out. So home business ideas, offline and online. What's the right business for you? So there's many moving parts to a home business, and you've got to be organized. And I'm Jane Gardner, and I work with my husband in a structural engineering firm for the last 20 years. And I can tell you right now, it's a challenge. So you'd like to start a home business? What's your business idea? Is it offline or online? Clarify the revenue you want, focus on your strengths and talents, and figure it out. Are you interested in selling your skills on the internet? Let's look at an online model on how to sell your skills, whatever it might be, whether it's a service or whether you create content or create a product. Here we go. And we're going to look at the online system to basic digital marketing for those of you who are into basic. So we're going to walk through the different ways you can promote your passive income from your blog website. Basically, the freedom of an online business is that it can work for you day or night. You can have visitors come to it while you're sleeping, and they can still process and take out and buy your product or service. So it's always a good idea, even if you have an offline business, to have an online website hub where people can find out more about you. So if you don't have any traffic, you don't have any people coming to your website, then you won't have anybody buying. But we can work on that. First thing is, once you've got your website, is to start a blog to promote your service or product. You can basically, obviously you have some basic information why people should want to use your service or product. Talk about who they are and what they need and why it's a good idea for them to use what you have on your website. Or you can offer buying guides so that people can look through and decide whether or not they need your product or service. The bottom line is you have to create online resources that address the end user's needs and wants. So what do they want? You have to know that before you do anything. If you don't have what they want, they won't buy from you. So first off, in order to get some traffic, people coming to your website, you should create a sales funnel. Once you start a blog, you need to have to create that. You can first have to create a sales funnel which tells people about your product or service. So you can set up a simple one. It could be as simple as a flow chart of different types of content you put up online. You can make various pages and they connect to each other, talking about your content and information, and then link to the other pages, and then of course always link back to a page which is called your sales page with a sales button on it in order to buy your product or service. But of course you've got to always make sure that your content is of value to them and that you can answer their questions. So you could also do reviews comparing your product or service to another product or service. That would obviously be instructive to them so that they can make their choice on whether or not they want to buy from you and not someone else. See what happens if you put some ads out there and see if they're likely to come to your website. Another way is to promote your content on social media And so there's are various places that you can go to create traffic. There's Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Tumblr, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you can create content that goes out on those social media platforms so people get to know you. So there's obviously lots of places out there, and you can go to Facebook, and it goes, and they have Facebook pages, Facebook groups, there's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. If you have a blog on how to make money on the stock market, you can bet there's tons of Facebook pages and groups that talk about stock investing. So you could go and sign into those groups and talk about stock investing. Obviously, in order to do that, you'll first have to, of course, create also a social media account on the various platforms you want to use in order to be able to talk to people on those accounts. Once you've created your social media accounts, now you share your content from your accounts or from your blog onto your accounts, and once you've done a fair bit of sharing, you can go in and interact with people and talk to them and see if there's a need for your service, whether people are interested in your type of service, whether there's any questions that you could answer about your type of service. See if it's a great place to do research to find out whether people want what you are selling. The key to finding these places is to become active on them, and of course you don't want to share any sales pages on your Facebook or whatever. You don't want to get banned, but what you want to do is share high quality information that you do, and content that shares and gives value to other people and answer other people's questions. If you want to share a lot of content, you might want to do some automation in order to publish on various social media accounts. And you can always run all this curated content through your accounts to draw a lot of attention from people in different social media platforms. So this is one free passive way in order to get traffic back to your website, because in all content that you share, you should always have a link back to your website. You could go on Quora, and it's a question and answer platform where people basically ask all sorts of questions about all sorts of topics. And you can answer these questions, and at the bottom of your content answering the questions, you can put a link back to your website so that they can come back to your blog on your website and offer them information and content, and hopefully they will subscribe. You can promote via guest blogs and other people's blogs. If you have blog content that you think is of high value, then there are bloggers out there who would probably like to have your guest post, and obviously it saves them time, and you can send it out to other people. You can, of course, put a link into the blog at the end saying who you are and where you're from and where your blog is, and in case people want to learn more about you. You can promote on Reddit. It's considered the world's front page. Whether or not that's good, I don't know. But obviously if you can find a forum inside of Reddit where there's a niche which is relevant to you, then of course you get some eyeballs onto your content and get you interested in who you are, and of course provide a link back to your website. They're actually looking for specific problems. For example, if you know something about medical admissions and you have answers to anybody's questions on medical information, then of course they'll want to come back to your website to find out more. And of course you always have to make sure that you don't spam people. You can promote on forums. You can sign up for forums that are relevant in your niche, and you can answer questions, you can post questions, you can always make sure that you have a link to your website within your information that you give on these forums, and of course it goes back to your website. So that's another free way in order to create traffic back to your website. The downside, like most of them, is of course you have to make sure you don't do any spamming by sending out content or trying to sell third-party information on these websites. You always have to check, make sure that they they are not happy about you spamming them. You can promote on your Facebook comments. You can obviously boost a post to get more traffic, see if people get in touch with you. If you have a Facebook page, then of course you can have a link anytime that you're answering comments on a Facebook page or in a Facebook group. Your information, your picture is always linked back to your Facebook page, and on your Facebook page you have your website link. So if people become very interested in who you are, they can always go and check you out by connecting to you on your Facebook page. And of course you always have to make sure of the rules about each Facebook page. You can go promote on Pinterest. You can create a image that's attractive about your blog post on your website, and then post that image onto Pinterest with a link, and it links from your photo back to your blog post on your website. And of course, at any time someone can go back and look at your information on your website. You can promote by going to other people's blogs and making comments about whatever they're discussing on their blog. You can post a comment, and of course you can always put down your website in the comment in order to talk about what you're talking about, and it has to be relevant, of course, to your niche. You can obviously go to Facebook pages and comment on your competitor's Facebook page, making sure that you comment on number one comment on that page. Give your own ideas and value and trust and value and what you want to talk about on there relevant to the content. And of course they click on your picture, which goes to your Facebook page, which has a link to your website. And same with Facebook groups. Make sure you join as many different Facebook groups that are related to your niche and use the same commenting strategy I mentioned above. So you'll always be spending some time on social media making comments on content, answering people's questions, posting questions, making sure that you don't do anything obvious like sending everybody a link to what you're selling, because they don't like that. And of course, besides the free methods, you can always pay for traffic. So it's a good idea to cut your teeth on free traffic generation first before paying for traffic. So we've looked at some of the ways that you can make your business idea into a viable business today by doing some digital marketing. You can also use digital marketing just to find out if people are interested in your business idea first. But if you want to find out more about how to start and create a home business, you can look at the 5 essentials to starting a new business at http://bohbtips.com/step-by-step. And of course, the Business of At Home Business community is open, and you can become a founding member within a $1 trial to check us out. Inside, if you go to http://bohbtips.com/members, I give an inside look at inside the membership, where we have several courses, some like this, of course, and others like starting a marketing plan, what are the psychographics of your community, doing market research, how to sell, how to make the pricing the best it can be for your product or service, those kind of courses, as well as having open office hours where you can talk to me. So this is Jane Gardner, and I'm going to say I'm tired, and I hope this is the finish to this this one worked, and I'm going to be looking at how to launch your product next time. Am I? No, I'm not. This is Home Business Online Offline, so we'll probably look at some successful offline businesses, see how they work. Bye.